for you now?
No, they're all okay. Joe, who has been nursing a number of bumps and bruises, he's out, he's training today. So, no, we're okay.
Is it 100%? Sorry, Mustafa Carriel from a couple of weeks ago. Is he fine? Is he flying again? Because that's a prospect and a half, isn't it, based on the performance at Preston?
Yeah, you did me there.
New signing.
New signing, without me knowing. My technical director brought one in behind me back. Yeah, Muzzy's all right. He's trained ever since, but yeah, it was a great start by him, and he's impressed everybody.
And how does he compare to some of the other wingers you've had here in recent seasons, like Sir Ryan Fraser? You've got Besant at the moment, Tom Lawrence. Has he got a bit more raw pace? Has he got a bit of everything?
It'd be wrong to compare them on one half of performance, but seeing him in training, he's quite clearly a good player. And seeing his pace, he certainly used that last Saturday at Preston. But Tom won the Player of the Year and all the awards last year. He was outstanding. I thought Ryan Fraser was, and Zanti's been a hit with everybody. So if he can be as good as any of those, all of those, then he's going to be a good player for us. And
we all say, from your time as a player as well, players hate playing against pace like that, don't it? It's such a handy thing to have in your armoury as a manager.
For sure, yeah. I mean, if you're a defender playing against that, then if you get too tight and he gets put in behind you, you're always going to have a problem. 1v1, somebody that knocks it past you and prepared to take you on. Excuse me. It's something that, Freddie's been a real threat all the time because of his pace. He's prepared to run in behind people. Yeah, it's a real asset.
You've spoken a couple of times recently about Ben Morris, how well he's developing. He's getting goals for under 23s. How's Aaron Drinan progressing as well?
Yeah, they're doing all right. There's a game on Thursday in the 23s. Will probably both be involved in that. But as we get towards the back end of the season, which we're getting there, I know, then I'd like to be giving those a game. I hope that's the case. Well, I tell you what, I hope it isn't the case. I hope we're 1 point behind the playoffs with about 5 games to play would be nice, and then we'd be playing the team that's, Joe and Waggy and Zanti and Muzzy and all those boys. But if not, then I hope to give him a game.
Is Aaron slightly ahead of Ben in his development? He's played a bit more competitive football before he arrived in this country. Possibly. Yeah, he impressed everybody who's come in. I think it's like anything. You come in and you're training full time, and suddenly it's tough for them. Ben looked really sharp at one, and then he sort of took a dip. He's come back looking really sharp, Ben, just this last couple of months, 2 or 3 months. So no, they're both doing all right. How big an impact Saturday had? Because you must be meticulous in your preparation. You're gearing up for Hull on the Saturday, and then whatever sort of relaxation time afterwards. How big a spanner in the works has that been?
Hopefully it's not. In terms of preparation, it's just changed it. But I think you can put too much on that, and it's ruined everything. When reality is, we could only nick half a pitch that the ground staff were brilliant for getting us on the Tuesday. We got the same on the Thursday, and we helped, me and the lads helped put the covers back on, but the frost got in, so we couldn't train there. So we trained on the pitch on Saturday, and we trained on Portman Road, and the pitch was fine. And we had a really good session on Saturday, so that's given them all a bit of leg work and opened the lungs, and they had Sunday off with the families, and we're travelling now. So I don't think it's thrown that much of a spanner in the works. And I won't be saying that afterwards if the result's not right. Oh, by the way, it's thrown a spanner. It hasn't. It's Sheffield Wednesday have played, and they got really slapped at Bristol City. So maybe, if we'd have played on Saturday and won and everything feeling great, or we could have played and not won, we could have been a Sheffield. It is what it is. And it hasn't thrown any spanners in the works, I don't think.
And you must remember from your playing days, playing in some terrible conditions back in the day. Any that stand out in particular?
Well, everybody remembers the baseball ground, and I'd seen it since on TV, but yeah, that was particularly a mud heap. But most of them were. I mean, we complain now when we see pitches towards the end of the season when they're not in the best condition, and ours is not in the best condition. Ours is not great, but. It's still great compared to some of them that we played on. Playing in snow, that's the most remarkable thing. Playing in a couple of inches of snow and the lines cleared up. And I don't see that anymore.
Of course, now it means you've got 4 games in 12 days. Would you have preferred this one to be rearranged for maybe later in the season?
Not really. Again, what's the point of me being whinging about it? There's some things I just can't do anything about, and that was that. There was a date in April apparently, but we were still, had we played Hull, we were still playing our 4 games in such a short period of time. No, we'll get the games played, and but at the minute, we're all right with players in terms of having a fit squad, so we can cope with it.
That's the thing, you will rotate, won't you? Players will get games that maybe don't necessarily start this game, will get a chance later on in the fortnight.
Yeah, there's not one team who's going to play all those 4 games, that's for sure.
Have you had a bit of downtime this last couple of weeks? It's been a really testing period. You do put the hours in. Have you had a break from it all? You must need that from time to time.
No, not really. I had a break on Saturday night and Sunday with the grandkids. I can't say it was a break, I have to be honest. I was happy to get back to work, actually. Both me and my wife were on the city. I was like, I'm zonked. So.
Is it really hard to shut down, in all seriousness? Can you ever switch off the phone, or is it really 24/7 at any time of the season, any time of the year?
Very rare do I just switch off from it completely. Even I could be just think I've got to do this. I've got to phone so and so. I've got to do this something. And certainly, if you've lost the last game, that never seems to go away. At least if you've won, you can. You don't seem to think about it as much. You just live your normal life. When you've lost, all you do is consider everything that you've done, what the players have done, and everything else. So it gets easier the older you get. I said, getting old doesn't give you too many benefits. I guess that's one of them.
I guess one of the frustrations at the weekend was you were so keen to build on what was a really good win at Preston. There must have been that frustration.
Yes, it was. I thought we played really well at Preston. I thought we'd had a good week in terms of performances in the 3 games, but certainly the result was the right result at Preston. And I think they've shown what they're about. They went to Bolton and beat them 3-1 on Saturday, so they had a good reaction. We'd like to continue playing how we played against them, and because if we do, we've got a chance of winning at Hillsbrough.
Any reason why away results have been better than those at home of late? It's 2 wins and 2 draws from your last 4 on the road.
No, but I hope that continues on Tuesday night. Not really. I don't see teams. I don't know if they play differently against us. Maybe we approach the game pretty much the same way. We're going to try and win the game. No, I'll hope for a good performance and a good result on Tuesday night, and we'll take care of the next home game after that.
And overall this season, any surprise that they've kind of fallen off the pace a little bit this season, Sheffield Wednesday, after being a top 6 side 2 years in a row?
Yes, I think that getting in the playoffs and losing can have a real devastating effect on teams. And I thought brilliantly they did it twice. They recovered the first time and then lost again. I don't know whether people lose faith in it and stop believing in what they're doing, and maybe people start to look for a change, and well, we can see what change has happened there. Sheffield Wednesday are where they are, and Carlos Carvajal is nearly halfway up the Premier League. He's been brilliant. So yes, I am surprised. I am surprised when I just look at the strikers they've got, and they've had a pretty big budget. Sheffield Wednesday, they've spent heavily and invested heavily. So. I expect them to be better than they are, definitely.
Squad to be reckoned with next year then, by the sounds of things? Well,
I think so, but like anything, depends whether owners decide they want to start recouping some money and stop investing, or I don't know. I have no idea what they're thinking and what they're planning to do. But, when you're thinking that they've got Nuyu, who come and scored against us, he's playing, they've got Lucas Joel, they've got Rhodes, they've got Forestieri, they've got Hooper. I don't know if I can keep going on, but they had all these strikers that they were playing, and they just looked a real threat. I thought they'd have won the playoffs. Actually, I thought they were a good side, but like I said, I wonder how much of an effect that has when they've lost twice on people. Looks like it's had a bad effect.
And they haven't been in touch with you, have they? You were linked with Hillsbrough and Reading last week, for what it's worth.
Is that where we were going? I didn't realise that.
And West Brom as well.
Spoken to them all. None.
Cheers.
You mentioned a couple of the younger lads in the 23s. Did you have a chance to watch them last week, Mick, the Premier League Cup game against West Brom?
Yes, of course did, yes. I thought we played well in that,
Yeah, a few of the, I mean, we mentioned the two strikers, but you've obviously got the lads that you signed in January with Barry Cotter and Chris Cattaney and a few others. How are they shaping up from what you've seen of them?
Barry did his hamstring, so that's not going to be, he's not going anywhere soon. Chris Cattaney got sent off, so so yeah, they were great, the pair of them. They did really well.
A couple of trialists as well with Ben Stevens and Sagaf as well. Still sort of extended trials for them. You're just keeping an eye on them.
Just keeping an eye on them, yeah. There's no decision made on them, but they did okay, yeah.
Just going back to Sheffield Wednesday, you mentioned some of the firepower that they have. Jordan Rhodes, was he someone that a little cheeky inquiry about on deadline day when David McGoldrick's future was up in the air? Was that something that you were just asked about at that time, because it was clear that maybe they wanted him off the wage bill at that stage?
Well, if they wanted him off the wage bill, we weren't going to pay it, so not really, no. We asked about loads of people, but I wouldn't tell you who we did and who we didn't, that's for certain.
Fair enough. Cole Scoos, I was going to speak to you about today. I think 200 games will be 200 appearances for Ipswich if he plays tomorrow, of course. What servant he's been for you in terms of...
He'll be celebrating his 200th tomorrow, don't worry, so you can rest assured.
No. He's played virtually every game for you, hasn't he?
Yes.
Talk about him being durable. Where does he rate in your signings? Very highly, yeah. To have, and he's played well. He's a good player. I say he's durable, and he's a good player. I mean, he's one of them. He got a bit of I don't know. I think people started taking him for granted a little bit, and how good he is, and how valuable he is to the team. And he lets all the rest of them get on with it and play, and he does a lot of mopping up for people. And all right, so he's not sticking goals in here, there, and everywhere. But he's been a real valuable asset for me, for the club, for the team, and I think if you asked all the players as well, he'd be down on they'd pick him as well. Yeah, this underrated players, it's always been that nature of that position, hasn't it? I suppose the glory always goes to the strikers.
Well, for the fear of a headline, Cantona called Deschamps a water carrier. I'd settle for that. If somebody said you like Deschamps now as a water carrier, I'd have been really thrilled with that. Yeah. It's the ones that do the jobs well every week of a same standard. Probably 7 out of 10 every week. Very rarely dips beneath that. And those type of players are really valuable at any club, and mine just here.
Yeah, he would have been, I think you've said this before, but you wanted him in a midfield 3, maybe to get a bit of balance alongside what Cole brings to the team, to maybe bring the goals and the creativity balance as well. I mean, Emir and Tom Adeyemi, were they the 3 that you had in your mind as a 3 going into this season?
Yes, they were. Yeah, and I still think that would have been a potent force, to be honest. Tom, certainly when he's played, he's been excellent, whether it was last season or this season. And Tom looked a real threat. It's just unfortunate they're both injured. Yeah, I'd still like to see that midfield 3. I think it'd be good.
Yeah, and just talking about Sheffield Wednesday, just looking at where they're at in the table and the money they've spent, does that provide a bit of perspective to where this club's at this moment in time? I think.
Not really. I don't look for perspective with other people. I just look with how we're doing and what we do and where we are, still in with an outside chance playoffs. Who knows? You keep pecking away and you might get there. I don't think so. Even now, I still don't. I think the teams above are. I watched Bristol play. I watched Sheffield United play at Reading. They were a really good performance. I just watched Bristol City dismantle Sheffield Wednesday. And I can't imagine us getting 9 more points than Bristol City or Sheffield United, to be honest. We'll keep trying. So no, I don't look for it to compare anywhere else. I just look at how we're doing.
It needs that positive momentum. We keep talking about that. It's being able to back up results. We said it after Sunderland.
back-to-back wins have been hard to come by for you, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Well, we'll be trying on Tuesday night, and of course, if you talk about perspective, then with the players and money, then Hull and Sunderland are the two that are, everybody will be thinking how the heck they are, because, you know. But going back to us, yeah, 2 wins, back-to-back wins, back-to-back away wins would be great.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Great record against Sheffield Wednesday as well, I'm sure you're aware of that.
I was hoping you wouldn't mention it, to be honest. Yes. Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice if we continued, of course?
It's quite remarkable, isn't it? That you can have that kind of record with all your clubs, not just Ipswich.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, I joked at the time, didn't I? I said I got a better record at Hillsbrough than I had at Portman Road.
Thanks, Mick.
So,
thank you.
Thanks.